Life is an uneasy dance. The control you think you have is often an illusion. Have you ever felt like a prisoner to an incessant urge to dominate everything around you? This thankless struggle pulls you into an abyss of despair, leaving you with a sense of exhaustion. Have you ever asked yourself, what if I simply let go? When you stop fighting, something profound happens. The fragility you fear transforms into an open space for self-discovery. It's here that the pain residing within you finds a new way to express itself. A moment of pause in this internal conflict reveals that what dissolves isn't you, but the shackles you've placed upon yourself. Now picture this for a moment. You are standing at the edge of an emotional cliff. What lies ahead seems terrifying, but what if what you dread is actually your opportunity for transformation? Reflecting on this is crucial. There are paths within vulnerability that lead to true freedom. No one can endure this internal battle forever. It's natural, human, and believe me, you are not alone. Many others also cry out in silence, feeling misunderstood in a world that sometimes appears so distant. What if this isolation you feel is just a reflection of your own struggle? Release that pressure. Breathe. It's perfectly fine not to know where this leads. Remember that the chains of control are heavy, but the lightness of surrender is liberating. When we let go of our restraints, we allow life to flow. How about trying that right now? Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the weight of your silence. It speaks to you in a way that goes beyond understanding. Together, let's uncover the path to acceptance and peace. Surrender is a powerful word, isn't it? It's a weight that many fear to carry. But what if I told you that surrender isn't a sign of weakness? Rather, it's a source of strength. Water, in its gentleness, has the ability to shape even the hardest rocks. What seems fragile is actually one of nature's most powerful elements. Have you ever thought that surrender could be the quiet path to your true essence? When you surrender, something magical happens. Your energy begins to flow. The discomfort of control gives way to the lightness of letting go. You may wonder if this is not an invitation to connect with what truly matters. Expectations, they fade away, and you realize you don't have to force life to be different. The truth settles in the silence. You are already enough. But how do you differentiate surrender from giving up? Giving up is an act of escape, a barrier that you erect against what you feel. Surrender, on the other hand, is like a warm embrace. It is the courage to expose yourself, to show up fully before the world, and most importantly, before yourself. Does this resonate with you? Do you often feel as though you're hiding behind a smile when, in reality, your heart is crying out for understanding? Surrender is a refuge. It's in this space of vulnerability that you rediscover yourself. You might recall moments when you felt that genuine release. A moment when, by simply pausing and observing, your internal chaos calmed. The pain did not disappear, but it softened. This is precisely what happens when we let go of the need to be in control all the time. What if I told you that this path is already yours? The freedom you seek lies in accepting the present moment, in realizing that everything is a flow and you are a part of it. When you embrace your being, not only do you become lighter, you also open yourself up to new possibilities. It's like a river that, by surrendering to its current, finds its way without resistance, flowing where it needs to, without fighting against rocks or bends. So, where is the fear you're carrying right now? Loneliness, exhaustion. These feelings are like stones on your path. But by surrendering, you allow the water of your essence to flow. A reminder: it's okay not to know what to do right now. You don't need to have all the answers. Just open yourself to the moment and let life flow. Each step taken without pressure is an achievement. Today, when you wake up, remember, you have the ability to let go of control and allow yourself to be carried by the current. When you surrender, you not only release your burdens, but also discover the beauty of letting go. Relax and observe. Because by allowing yourself this, you will be able to hear what the universe has to share with you. Have you ever questioned what you truly desire? Or is it easier to become the shadow of an obsessive longing? This boundary is thin, almost non-existent. Desire blooms like a flower, vibrant and full of life. But obsession? That is a chain that can tighten and suffocate. Imagine being surrounded by people, yet feeling a hole in your chest that echoes loneliness. This is the essence of obsession, a compulsion that masks sadness, a desire that doesn't feel right. In wanting what you cannot have, what are you really seeking? Recognition? Approval? Ask yourself, what lies beyond desire? Is it your inner truth that wishes to shine, or merely an echo of external expectations? Sometimes we get so lost in society's promises of happiness that we forget to look inward. The pressure from the world can turn even a beautiful dream into a prison. What if what you consider desire is nothing more than a compulsive repetition of insecurities? Often, our obsessions are merely mirrors reflecting unhealed wounds. Do you feel that? That each obsession carries a fragment of your story, a piece of your fractured self crying out for attention? It's okay not to know how to free yourself from this prison. Open yourself to the silence. Allow your mind to calm down. When you strip away the obligations imposed by others, the truth about what you truly desire can surface. By untangling these threads of desire and obsession, you edge closer to the essence of who you are and who you've always been. Before moving forward, take a deep breath. You deserve more than the heaviness of a desire that isn't yours. Give yourself time. Each step you take is an opportunity to rediscover what truly matters. Ultimately, your true desire will blossom, free and gentle, in the space where obsession once resided. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the weight of your silence. It has something to tell you. Have you ever stopped to consider the invisible chains that shape your life? They are silent, yet heavy. Sometimes they bind you to patterns you don't even notice. Each morning, you wake up feeling empty, as if something is missing, even when surrounded by people. I feel like no one understands me, you think. This feeling is a chain that holds you down. Do you know that moment when you realize your silence is screaming? When emotional pain hides in every corner of your memory? Each unresolved trauma becomes a chain. An unhealed wound echoes in solitude, making you feel even more distant from who you truly are. But here's the thing. It's in that dark place where opportunity resides. The question emerges, what if what you fear is exactly what you need to acknowledge? When you revisit your patterns, inevitably some truths come to light. The desire to be accepted, for instance, it drives you to seek external applause, even if it costs you your essence. I'm tired of pleasing others, you might feel. And that weariness, that exhaustion, is a clear sign. It's okay not to know what to do right now. Start where you are. Allow yourself to simply be without feeling the need to mold yourself. Imagine taking a step back to observe your chains. What a relief it is to realize they do not define who you are. Freedom begins when you accept these parts of yourself. Look at them as if they were lost friends. Enough. Today, you will not diminish yourself anymore. You'll notice that each wound carries a lesson, and these lessons are best understood when you allow yourself to feel. So, close your eyes for a few seconds. Feel the weight of your silence. It wants to tell you something. What resides in the shadows can be liberating. What you tend to avoid may guide you. This journey may take time, but the freedom is already within you. All you need to do is connect. Now, take a deep breath. Feel those chains, not as burdens, but as paths that will lead you to your authentic reality. Accepting the pain is the first step to listening to your own voice. Continue on this quest. Letting go isn't about losing. It's about making space. It's about freeing yourself from the weight that often blinds you and holds you back from the past. What if I told you that letting go is a refined art? A dance where each step symbolizes an act of faith in ourselves and in the connections that truly matter. Take a moment to think. Have you ever felt that by holding on to something or someone, you ended up losing yourself? That dependence on external validation, the need to please and to be accepted, can suffocate genuine love. Enough is enough. Today, you don't have to diminish yourself any longer. You have permission to breathe and simply be. Imagine walking through a vast forest. The wind blows gently, and you can feel the freedom in the falling leaves. Letting go is much like that movement. It's about freeing yourself, not from what you love, but from what no longer serves you. This doesn't mean you don't care. It signifies a surrender to what is truly essential. And what if the fear of abandonment that you feel is just a step towards autonomy? To release doesn't mean pretending that nothing matters. It's understanding that true love thrives on freedom. When you let go, space opens up. And within that space, love can blossom. A connection without strings, where both can be authentic. If you feel the need to fit into imposed molds, what if by freeing yourself from those patterns, you finally discover the beauty of being who you truly are? Allow yourself to embrace this truth. You are not your wounds, nor are you the opinions of others. You are a whole being, capable of loving and being loved without the fear of loss. And what if what you lack is, in fact, what sets you free? Letting go opens doors to genuine connections, where loving yourself is the first step towards loving others. Today, as you wake up, tell yourself, I am capable. Freedom awaits you in the courage to let go and in the strength to embrace yourself. It's time to dance with life, without fear of pain. The fullness of love is only possible in freedom. The quest for external validation can easily become a maze. The more you chase approval, the further you drift from who you really are. That feeling of being lost, it's common. It doesn't have to be this way. There is a greater freedom than the acceptance of others. There is the embrace of yourself. Have you ever stopped to think that internal acceptance is the true embrace your soul longs for? When you feel invisible, it's easy to forget that you are enough, just as you are. In this aching solitude, you might sense a need to be seen, to be heard. But what if what you truly need is to listen to yourself? The heavy silence can be a compassionate shelter, an invitation to meet yourself. It is in this space where the light of self-love begins to shine. Remember, accepting your own story isn't about resignation. It's about recognizing your scars as marks of resilience. Today, take a moment and whisper to yourself, I am worthy. I am enough. Are you exhausted? You have reasons to feel that way. This fatigue stems from the constant struggle to conform to standards that don't resonate with the truth of your being. Enough is enough. No one can pretend forever. The journey toward the compassionate embrace of the self begins when you decide that you no longer need to contort yourself to fit in. On this path, the pain you carry transforms into wisdom. Each wound can reveal a doorway to self-knowledge. Keep in mind that the deepest truths emerge from the space where pain and healing intertwine. Ask yourself, what if the silence I fear is actually my ally? Connect with that inner voice. Feel its weight, its worth. Beyond the fear of judgment lies a self that yearns for authenticity. This quest isn't a lonely journey, it's a return home. Little by little, you'll remember who you've always been. And what if what you think you lack is actually protecting you? This protection may come from your inner wisdom, always ready to embrace pain and reveal it as part of your journey. The act of self-acceptance emerges as a pathway to wholeness. And remember, you are all the love you need. Experience this every day. Look into the mirror and say, I love myself. I accept myself. This simple practice can change everything. Take a step forward. Self-love isn't just a concept. It's an action, a movement that arises from a heart that has learned to embrace itself in every shadow. Embrace yourself. Let this journey of acceptance illuminate your life. If something within you has awakened, perhaps another soul needs to hear this too. In the chaos of life, have you ever found yourself longing for a space of tranquility? A place where your mind can settle and your soul can breathe. Within silence lies a door that opens to self-discovery. In this peaceful space, answers whisper, and perhaps you've overlooked them until now. Emotional loneliness is a kind of desert. You feel as though no one truly hears you, even when you're surrounded by others. I feel like no one understands me. Have you said that before? Yet, silence can be the thread that connects you to your essence, to your truth. In that stillness, perhaps you discover the peace your restless mind craves. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Feel the weight of your breath. Each inhale and exhale is an invitation to connect with what truly matters. What if the silence you fear is the only place where you can truly hear yourself? Often, we fear what we might find. However, it's in this space that our scars can begin to heal, one step at a time. Think of the storms you carry. No one can pretend forever. Pain exists, but it is not your identity. It's part of your story, but not your destiny. Silence becomes a mirror reflecting what is hidden. And now, rather than fleeing, you have the chance to look into your own eyes. When we measure our lives by external expectations, we lose ourselves. The quest for outside approval can be exhausting. Are you feeling worn out? You have every reason to be. But in this moment of pause, you discover that you don't need to validate your existence through others. You are enough just as you are. What comes next may be the most important. Stay connected to your silence. When the world screams, quiet the noise within. By returning to your center, you learn that everything you need is already there, within your reach. You become your own guide, and slowly, the answers begin to emerge, like flowers blooming beneath the winter snow. In the gentle dance between the external and the internal, you reconnect with the simplicity of life. Each challenge, each tear, is a conversation with your soul, a step that brings you closer to who you really are. Open yourself to this. Silence is the wisdom that dwells within you. Always remember that when the pressure mounts, it is in silence where you will find the clarity to move forward. Life is a constant unfolding. Just like a flower that slowly opens up under the warmth of the sun, you hold that essence within you. But here's something you might not have realized. Time is not your enemy. Sometimes rushing only brings fatigue and confusion. Are you feeling exhausted? You have every reason to be. What happens when you pause and respect the time? When you allow things to simply be? Imagine for a moment, you've planted a seed. You water it every day. But if you become anxious and pull the plant to grow faster, you'll find that this only harms it. Nature doesn't hurry, it flows. Just like that, you too must find your internal serenity. It's difficult, I know. You may have accumulated scars, marks left by haste and pain. The voices of society often shout for you to hurry up, do more, prove your worth. But what if true value lies in knowing how to wait, in trusting that your journey is unique and precious? What if you allow yourself to be like a stream, knowing that even the stones will shape you? As you walk along your path, give yourself permission to question, what if the silence you fear is the only place where you can truly hear yourself? In that silence, you may find profound answers. The questions that haunt you don't always need immediate answers. They can just be welcomed. Feel that freedom. With each breath, you can release a bit of that weight. And with each letting go, you discover that instead of a constant struggle, there exists a subtle dance between being and becoming. It's perfectly fine not to know what to do right now. Grant yourself the kindness of simply being. Remember, the beauty lies in the process. Each step carries a lesson. Every mistake is an opportunity for growth. You are always blooming, even if you don't notice it. Enough. You deserve to live without the fear of pain. Accept that by allowing things to unfold naturally, you not only find peace, but also renew your connection with your true essence. Just like a flower that, upon opening its petals, releases its fragrance, you too have the capacity to shine. You hold a light within you. Trust in your timing. Give yourself permission to bloom. Have you ever taken a moment to feel the weight that pain carries? Sometimes we reach a point where our wounds become part of who we are. And in that space, something profound is waiting to be discovered. Transformation doesn't come from shouting or constant struggle. It germinates in quiet acceptance. Allow yourself a moment to pause. Focus on your breath. Feel the air flow in and out. Contrary to what you've been told, you don't need to act immediately. Sometimes, the greatest power lies in simply doing nothing. This creates space. A space where you can truly listen to yourself. A place where life can reveal its path to you. What if what you fear, that silence, is actually where all clarity resides? Look around you. Picture an empty field, ready to be cultivated. Your pain, your loneliness. These are the seeds waiting to be planted in the fertile soil of acceptance. You are not alone on this journey. The voices echoing in your mind are reflections of a society that insists on shaping you. But the truth is, you were born to blossom, not to conform. Enough with pretending. Enough with diminishing yourself due to external pressure. When you feel lost, remember, this is an invitation to dive deep within yourself. Ask yourself, what has really changed in me as I've walked this path? This is a starting point. The weight of expectations can dissolve when you realize that the answer lies within you. By saying yes to silence, you take a step toward transformation. It can be daunting. It may make you want to rush back to the noise, but remember, it is in that silence that you will find the essence of what is real. And with that essence comes strength. Acceptance is not surrender. It's a powerful act. It creates space for pain to reveal its lessons. The cycle of personal evolution isn't about escaping discomfort. It's about embracing it. Allow your traumas, your old wounds to surface. They have something to share with you. The emptiness you feel can transform into a space of grace and peace. You can learn to be light, even when life tries to weigh you down. And what if, when you wake up tomorrow, you tell yourself, I am capable of being the author of my own story. That simple affirmation can take root deep within the seed of transformation. If this message has resonated with you, write in the comments, I choose to be reborn. May this choice echo as a reminder that you are exactly where you need to be, even when the road seems unclear. And in accepting this, may new beginnings reveal themselves in the quietest hours.